Whether you think you're metal detecting, or treasure hunting, or going for a walk, or looking for arrowheads, or mudlarking, you can still stumble across something amazing, or nothing at all. That's half the fun of it. So come with me and see what I can find. Born to be wild. Well, this is first find of the day. It's a little hammered copper, as we normally find. And I don't think it's going to have much detail on it, but it will have some by the looks of it. So that's good. We're right by the car. And sometimes I'm wondering, I find stuff at the very beginning of the hunt, and then it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. And I think that's because I get tireder and tireder, and I'm swinging less and less. And I'm walking more for less swings, because I'm stumbling about, and I probably go deaf at the same time. Could be. Or it could be just that I'm getting further away from the car. If you know, post below. Well, that's a little copper whatnot. A bar with a hole in one end. I guess it had a hole in the other. Don't know what it did. Probably didn't do much. But we found it. Well, right by that funny little metal bar, I was resting my detector, and when I moved it away, it went bling! I put my detector on another find, and it was on the surface, and I suppose I kicked it up, but I kind of pushed out with a pinpointer more than anything, and that, I think, is a coin, but that's all I know. And that's a better view of it there. That actually looks better. Well, that's going to be a double tournoir or a liard, and it won't have anything on it. As you can see, it's got copper disease, and that's going to have dealt with most of that coin. But another coin, and that's where the shiny shovel is. Half an hour, 2 coins. That little funny copper piece I found a little earlier, that could be a watch part, because this, in this ball, I believe, is a watch winder, but I might be completely wrong. We'll find out in a second. No, I think I'm going to be wrong. Or maybe not. Well, look at that. I don't know what that is as yet, but it's a nice thing, isn't it? Maybe it's a brooch. No, it doesn't look like a brooch. Because that'd be flat on one side if it was a brooch. Well, as a watch winder, you'd have a metal bar coming out of that, but not that end. And it doesn't seem like you'd have it coming out of that end either. Well, that's the thing. I'm going to clean up a bit more and see if it looks anything different from a sort of crown mace type thing. Ooh. Excited by that. This is my excited face. Have a look. Look at that. I don't know what that is. I thought that was a watch winder. All I saw was that flat bit there and this bit poking out the end. But it's not a watch winder. It's a very funny one if it is. Well, I have no idea what that is. If you know, post below. This is a first for me. Well, I think my camera's having trouble, which is bad news. But anyway, I found a scabbard from the 1300s around here. So this could be very old. Well, this is going to be a round ball. In situ. Well, in the clod anyway. And that doesn't look very fired. So that's a, oh no. Still a bit of sprue on there maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Bit of, maybe it hit something. So a nice round ball from the beginning of the 1800s or the 1700s. Well, there's something big and worthy, and I think it's right there. And I think it's a buckle, but I could be totally wrong. That's it there. Oh no, there it is. And it's big. It was deep enough, it should be. And that's it. It's heavy. It's very heavy. And it was a 90. Oh, it's a nice thing. Yeah, that's not lead. Oh, that's a very nice thing. I think it's a very nice thing. Yeah, it sure is. It could just be a shot bullet, of course. That being the end of it. But it's a funny old shape if it is. It's a big old shape too. Well, we'll find out later. Yeah, I think it's a shot bullet. A big shot bullet. But I could be wrong. It could be like a strap end. It's a very heavy strap end. If it is, because that's leather. Sorry. Whew, tiring this. That is lead. Big old chunko lead. But it might reveal more on cleaning, so we will be cleaning it. I was just looking at this, if I can find it. There you go. When I got a very, very big signal. Well, not very, very big, but definitely a coin style signal here. Good enough to dig live. And you know I don't dig much live because I get tired of it. Because you end up digging nothing but rubbish. And it takes so much more time. Hold on, let's see if we're out. So it's in here. Well, I can't see it. I don't think it's that white blob. If you think you can see it, it isn't. That's my rule. There it is, spindle whorl. Oop. Yep, a spindle whorl. Oh, an old one by the looks of it. Now you put my pinpointer away. You know I rarely find spindle whorls. Or little copper coins. That's an old one. Yep, that is an old one. Or rather, maybe just a primitive one. Maybe it was made by somebody else rather than the expert spindle whorl maker. Maybe they bought that at the dollar shop. Maybe they made it themselves. But that's an unusual one, and I would say that's old. Nice. Now we're going to have a look at that. But first, let me put this in my pocket. So this is a handle or a lip or a rim. Normally a handle, yeah. Ooh, maybe not. So it could be a rim, could be a handle. There's no sign of an uncooked inner core, which normally means it wasn't primitive in a sense of made locally in a low temperature kiln. It's Roman, of course. Of course it is. Yes, it is. Roman it must be. Well, probably not. But I'm going to keep that. It's a rather nice piece. And if you know much about your pots and you could ID what kind of pot it is, please feel free to post below. Because, as you know, if you know, post below. Exciting looking coin, this one. I thought it was a Napoleonic at first. And I was right. It is a Napoleonic. Yes, it is. There'll be an eagle on this side then. Yeah, there you are. Oh, it's always nice to find a Napoleonic. This one was begging not to be dug, but I dug it. It's a little denier. Nice one. It's a nice little coin, that. Whew, it was hard to find though. Not bad so far. Probably about 2.5 hours. 4 coins, was it? I'm not really keeping count. Or my brain isn't anyway. Gotta get back to the shiny shovel. Go back home. Have a rest. Come out again later, I think. That's the plan. Let's see how that goes. It's quite a nice little hunt on this field. I think there's a lot more to find here. The ground's a little bit too soft, if there's such a thing, because I keep sinking into it. But it's a bit tiring, you know, 2 hours of wading through mud. For me, at least, anyway. That'll get the best of me. But I'll be back. 4 coins in 2 hours. Very good. And that very interesting bit. The mystery item number 1. We'll find out what that is later. If ever. I don't know how many coins I got out of this little spot here, but here's another one. I guess, because the soil's wet, I get a better signal. But that's a nice little down here. And there is Smokey, the treasure hunting cat. Hello, Smokey. Take me to the treasure. It's a pretty good start, isn't it? Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Lots of fields opening up. Time to get digging. 2 minutes, 1 coin. That'll be great if that carries on. And actually, I think that's a button. I think it says Dore on one side. You'll probably see it better than me. Something else there. Yeah, that's a button. That's where the shank would be. Anyway, we like it. Well, that's a bit of a thing. I want to straighten it out, but I tried to, and the end bit there cracked, so it hasn't got any bendability in it, and it's looking quite old. So the normal sort of age around here is 1600s. Don't know what it is though. A piece of something. In the pocket it goes. Well, I must have been at it an hour because I got a coin. And you can see Liard de France. And that's probably Napoleon the Fourth. Napoleon. That will probably be Louis the 14th. And you can see that on his head, somewhere, wherever his head is, you can just about see that there's a bust there. But which way up? I can't ascertain. There he is, probably. And there'll be a crown on the back of his head there. And that will make that Louis the 14th. 1660-ish. And a nice coin to find, particularly when it's kind of a nice patina like it's got. Well, this is going in the bag. I don't think it's something old. I'd want to believe it's some sort of jug top to a Roman bottle. Actually, it kind of looks like that at this angle. But I'm imagining it might be some sort of bearing. I mean, that hole there is a little bit too round for the Romans. So if you know what it is, post below. And if it's something interesting, I'll fish it out the bag. But yeah, you see, look at that. That socket is a bit too regular for something old. But it could be. If you know what it is, please post below. In fact, I'm going to put that in the pocket because I'll wash it and it might turn out to be something better than I think it is. Very, very sketchy signal. Very, very sketchy. But nice. A 1600s or maybe even 1500s busted D buckle. Spectacle buckle. Sorry. It's D buckle now. It would have been a kind of spectacle buckle. But that's old. You see it's got a snap. Now whether it snapped in usage and they threw it out, probably not, because they'd have kept that for something else, you know, melt it down, that sort of thing. All scraps were worth something. It's windy again, but I'm wondering if it's blowing this way, which I can hear in my ears, whether you can hear it on the microphones, and whether I turn it around it'll go away. So there you are, I've turned it around. And now I can't hear it so much, but I can see the old microphone covers blowing around. So we'll see that as a test later. Well, just to be complete, I'm going to do it from this angle too. How's about that for a big old button? On the surface too. That'd have been a big one. So want that to be a cut half. Don't think it is. I think it's a piece of folded foil. Oh dear. Round ball. Well, what do you know? A thimble. There you go. Be finding a spindle whorl next. Not such an ancient one. 1800s, I'd say. Might be onto a hot spot here. That's a bit of spoonage. Teaspoonage. Might be quite old. Not too old, maybe. I don't know. Pewter. So 1700s, which is old enough. Nice spoonage. Goes in the pocket. Probably another bit of spoonage. Possibly, anyway. And a bit of pewter off a vessel or a utensil. That's a nice piece of brass. I think that's what it is. Does it have markings on it? I don't know. I'll find out later. Probably not. But that's a nice piece of metal. Could be something. It looks like it's had a hole here, so it looks like it's been attached to something, or something's been attached to it. Interesting. It must be 2 hours now, because we've got coin number 2. And there it is. It's a 2 centimes of Napoleonic. I can see wings. See them? Yep. And it's in nice condition as well. Very nice condition. I think it's a 2, probably. And there's Napoleonic, 1854. Ah, nice coin. Nice condition. Good soil for this stuff. Walked a long way for 2 coins. But all good fun. Well, that's probably a nice thing. Don't know what it is, but it was definitely a do not dig this bit of foil signal, and it's definitely something interesting. In the pocket with that. Must be 3 hours. Got another coin. Just caught an edge of it and then it vanished in the earth, so we're going to go down and get it out. Guessing it's a liard. And it's in here somewhere. Well, that's not very good, is it? I have lost it again. Oh, it's in here. And that's it there. That looks like a double turn whorl. Got all that wrong, didn't I? But never mind. Oh, that's quite a nice coin. That's a love token. It's bent. Well, they don't have him here, but you get my joke. So that is going to be Louis the 13th, maybe. And it's going to be a nice liard. You can see his head's still on it, which means there's still going to be something to see on this side. You can even see it now. It may get stronger, it may get weaker when it dries out, but you can see this bit. That face has come away from this bit already. And that's what happens. All this detail just flakes away. Well, this is the back of a button. The front, well, that's going to be around here somewhere, isn't it? Now that's better. Probably half an hour since the last one. And this has got a head on it. And I can see words around it. Yeah, I don't know who it is. I should be able to recognise it, but I don't. It says roi, so it's a roi, a king. And something on the detail there. It could be, of course, it could be silver. Yay, no. It's possible, but very unlikely not. Likely to be another liard, but a nice coin nonetheless. Happy with that one, particularly. Nice coin. Not quite 3 hours, but maybe it is after all. I lose time when I do this. 3 hours, I'll be lucky to get 5 or 6 minutes for you to watch. But that means a couple of trips to make a short video. And to make the big ones I've been making, days and days and days, particularly if I don't find anything. But I'm going to be doing some short ones now, so you can have one a week up to Christmas. Running out of time here. Well, I've probably got 5 or 6 or 7 more treasure hunting moments, so that won't really get me the whole way there, but it'll get me some of it. Creepers. So we're off to find some more treasure. I'm going to the field that has absolutely nothing in it, because I can't believe there's absolutely nothing in it. And then after I find out there's absolutely nothing in it, I'd go to a field where there is something.